Welcome back another episode. Despite his vow to help Julia get out of Castle Leathers, Brian is unable to fulfill it. To be honest, his inability to complete it is not all that shocking. If he helped his father's unborn kid escape, he would be subjected to an even more severe beating than he would have been for helping Julia escape. In Outlander, Blood of My Blood, Brian finds out Julia is keeping his brother. They are discovered by Davina as Brian assists Julia in leaving the castle. Given that Julia is carrying Simon's kid, she is unable to allow her to flee. Once he realizes he can't bring Julia along, Brian changes his mind. She needs to stay if she is carrying Simon's child. It's devastating for Julia, particularly because she came so close to meeting Henry. There was optimism of a reunion, and we know that Henry will be at Beltane with the Grants. Rather, Julia is trapped in the castle at the very moment that Simon summons Maisry, his seer. In Outlander Season 2, we first met the older version of this character. Now, we get to witness the younger one. She focuses on the child's expected gender, boy, not realizing that Julia is lying about the child's paternity. Interestingly, though, there are two yolks when Julia smashes the egg into the water. The first one Maisry notices is a girl with blue eyes and curly brown hair, who is unmistakably Claire. It appears that Julia and Henry will have a son because the second yolk is of a boy. This boy is going to be powerful, she continues. He will become king, confirming to Simon that the Fraser King prophecy is accurate. Davina attempts to clarify that Maisry did not explicitly state that the child Julia is carrying is Simon's, but he is unwilling to listen. Simon expresses his belief in her, even though she points him that Julia was pregnant when she came. Davina will be killed if she brings it up again, and Julia will be freed from all of her responsibilities to protect and care for the infant. At last, Ellen and Brian end up together. The Beltane celebration is undoubtedly the largest event. Ellen is crowned queen after a dance, and she appoints Malcolm as her king. Though Brian would have been aware that Ellen had no other option but to select Malcolm, Murtagh and Brian did come forward to be considered. Murtagh is the one who finds this decision difficult, opting to get wasted and pout rather than take in the remainder of the festivities. Brian did have the opportunity to speak briefly with Ellen during the dance. They plan to meet behind closed doors, but they are unaware that Murtagh has been following them. He feels the want to drink even more when he sees them together. Brian and Ellen, meanwhile, flee into a castle's ruin. There, they make the decision to hand fast to one another in order to consummate their relationship. Ellen will have to figure out a means to leave Malcolm's marriage, though. He is obviously interested in her, and he is not the type of man who takes rejection well. How will his men treat Brian if they discover the truth? We've seen how they respond to less serious threats.